I'm JJ, and welcome to JVids. Going to talk about quadcopters today. Now, I have a big collection of quads. Some of them small, some of them big. Most of them I built myself. And like this race quad. Now you can see I've already crashed it. It's quite fast. You can see right there on that. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, the end of that's kind of busted. Now this one right here, you can see I did all the electronics on it, all the wiring. It's where the battery gets hooked up.
1.21 gigawatts!
I have a transmitter and a small little camera for it. Now, there you go. You see that. And then the little camera, which is alright, I guess, if you just want to screw around. It's dirt cheap. I've built other quads, but this one's not a quad. It's a tricopter. It's very similar. It uses some of the same basic. It needs to be loosened up. I got it all tightened up so it doesn't flop around. But it uses all the same basic principles, and the ECM on it will make the motor spin faster or slower, depending on if you want to lift and lower it. So when all three motors spin faster, of course it lifts and lowers, but you figure, how does it turn and move side to side? Well, if you look on the back here, there's a little thing here that allows it to spin or turn, and then that will give you your yaw. Okay, and if you want it to go forward, then this one would be straight up like this, and this one would go faster, and the whole thing would tip forward. And crap!
You're so stupid.
Glad it wasn't beer 30 in that when that happened. So what I was saying, the tricopter, which is a great platform, this thing, it flies more like an airplane than it does a quadcopter, where you have a hard time doing this with it. You can only kind of bend around corners and such. But I had this up and running. It was pretty difficult to fly. The technology back when I built this about 5 years ago was nothing like today. And then I built this big mamba jamba.
Do you understand me? No one! I'm the Mamba Pajamba! I'm the Mamba Pajamba!
And you can see it's kind of dusty now because I haven't flown it in a while. I've crashed it a few times. You can see I got chunks missing here. Yeah. But pretty big props on this thing. And when I was building it, I cut myself pretty good a couple of times because I was trying to balance it, and it didn't have these feet on it at the time, and it was wobbling all over the place, and trying to take the oscillation out of it, and it went across the room and got me. So you got to be real careful with these bigger ones. But what's nice is like something like this carry a pretty big camera, and like this one right here. I had this GoPro hooked up to it, and that's for a quadcopter. That's a lot of weight. So, but for this machine, it mounted right up there, no problem. But yeah. But now, technology has gotten so much better. DJI makes this little tiny little thing. It looks like a toy, but it's not. It's a whole studio built right into this whole thing.
This is truly amazing. A portable television studio.
And the camera on it is all stabilized and can zoom in. Pan up and pan down. It takes all the what do you call it, jello out of the shot. It's very stable. You've seen a lot of my videos on there, and I've used this guy to make that video. It's a great, nice little thing. It's a little expensive. Paid about say $650. It came with this, the Fly More package, which is the controller for it, and the controller is a lot more compact than this, than the ones I use for these ones. I mean, basically it's like almost like your Xbox controller. The range is just incredible. I mean, I've got it about a half-mile away, and at that point I got kind of freaked out and turned around, come back. But I've watched videos on YouTube, and they show going 2 miles, and I was like, no, I ain't doing that. I've lost too many drones, flying them too high, too far, and never saw them again. And few of them, even with the GPS built right into it, because this is the GPS module right here, and it's supposed to return to home. Must have returned to somebody else's home because it didn't come to mine. This one's got the GPS in it. I've already lost connection with it, and it turned around, came right back. About halfway back, I got connection back up, and then I was able to stop it from returning from home and returning to home, and flew some more. It's got about a 13-minute battery life on it, which is not great. I mean, this big one over here, I can get almost 15, 18 minutes out of it, and that's a lot of weight, but the battery's much bigger. Yeah, so should take a look at getting yourself a DJI Spark. That's what this is. They have a DJI Mavic, which is the big brother to this, which when the Mavic folds down, it's about the size of this machine when it's folded in. So they're almost slightly larger, but they're almost about the same size. Mavic weighs a lot more. Yeah, this thing's great. You can actually fly this without the remote control. You use hand gestures to get it to recognize you, and then you can tell it to, fly away from you. You can give it directions to do cinematic shots as it's flying up in the air, and it'll spin around you. I've used that function once. Went around the flagpole in my front yard. You saw that on a snowy morning video. Yeah, it came with more props. I haven't needed to use them yet because this thing is very hard to crash. Besides my brother grabbing it out of the air, and I told him go grab it, because if you take it and you grab it while it's hovering and you turn it 90 degrees, it shuts itself off. Well, he went and grabbed it like this. And of course, it cut up his hand. He's a bit of a dolt. But yeah, great machine. Very easy to load and unload the batteries, unlike these with all the Velcro straps and everything. Pull on the side, thing slides right out. And even with the battery out, you can see how much life is in the battery, which is great. When you put the battery in the charger, it knows how much to put into the battery, and then it stops, and it's really, really safe. I don't recommend leaving them in the charger because it is a lithium-ion battery, and these things are bad. Just look at the Samsung Note; those things explode. But they got a lot of electronics in here, and they cause the thing to be really safe. So, yeah, it's got a lot of cool technology on it. Besides that, it's got on the bottom here, it's got a down-facing, so it knows where the ground is. I believe it's like a IR sensor that sees the ground. In the front here, it's got sensors, so avoidance. It won't hit you. If you walk up to it, putting your hand too close, it'll back off. When I was flying one day, I was in sport mode with it, and it flew straight at a tree and halted itself and hovered there waiting for me to go, hey stupid, I'm not going to fly into that tree. So if you're going to spend the money, this will last you a long time because you're not crashing it or losing it as often. Not to say you can't crash this thing, because I've seen videos where people crashed them and lost them themselves, but yeah, it's a great thing. So I'm going to show you some more videos using this, and yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun this summer.